my workspace. Yo, yo, yo. We back. Let's get it.
And we should burn together. If we should die tonight, we should all die together. This is the end. And we should all burn together. With that shadow falling around, and my people screaming out. We should all burn together. We should die. We should all burn together. We should die. We should all die.
Yo, yo, yo. We back on a Friday night. It's your boy Thought in the building. What man with the mic out of Jersey? How you feeling?
Feel good. I feel real good.
Good, good, man. It's good to talk to you again. It's been a lot going on, so we got to get into it and get into it right tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
So we definitely got some good music going on right now. So we're just gonna let that fade out and do what it do. But right now, and as you can see, we're gonna talk about what's been going on with the White House. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
White House is pretty much like under review right now. I mean, what you been hearing about?
It's locked down. The White House is locked down.
Mm-hmm.
When you call, you get some guy at the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
There's no snipers on the roof.
Stop right there.
There's
Hold on. Stop right there. We're gonna go back because we got excited. We did get excited. We got excited. So listen, go ahead, introduce, plug whatever you want to plug real quick.
All right. EVDG magazine, which will be out early tomorrow morning. You'll get we'll place the links so you can see it. EVDG magazine is Everyday Girl magazine, where we spotlight extraordinary women disguised by ordinary circumstances. For all we know, the girl that you're standing next to can be a doctor or a lawyer. But right now, you see her walking in her regular, her Wonder Woman outfit. You don't see her in that every day. But what we do is we highlight the story of the women that are locally, worldwide, nationally, and they are doing great things in their community while pursuing their dreams. And that's what we do in the Everyday Girl magazine, EVDG magazine. As well as we have the movie The Rose in the Battlefield coming soon. About 5 friends who protect themselves, who protect each other like a soldier. What is the most disturbing thing that you could possibly see in war? Beauty. So they do whatever they can to protect that beauty that they have amongst them. Chance was Second Chance, where a young man has his life, he's given a second chance and he pays it forward in another situation. Don't want to tell you everything.
Right.
And then finally, the series, The League, about an underground football league. You ever wonder what happened to the football player that you watched in high school and that you watched in college and suddenly they disappear for whatever reason, trouble with the law, drug addiction, whatever, but they still had a love for their sport. Imagine getting a notification on your phone, sort of like FanDuel or something, and it's telling you that there's a game being played and go to this site to watch the game. Right. And then when you're watching that game, you can place your bet not on the team but on the players.
Right.
For all the murder, mayhem, and the love for the sport. That can take your mind off of what you really love. You find this story where these guys are just trying to make it to the league.
Okay, I'll follow you.
And okay, films, TV, you'll see it shortly.
Got you. Also, just following up, we will have that information in the description later on today. Just wanted to follow up. If you bear with me a moment, you see I'm just checking a few of my settings, making sure everything is Gucci, making sure that I'm heard and everything is all right. as of right now, it seems to be rocking okay. Anyone that's out there getting the comments, like I said, my name is Thought. Shouts out to Two Royalty. They do our apparel and our some of our accessories. Shout out to Knock Films, Knock Entertainment, the Everyday Girl. Those are also supporters of the show as well. And you know, we definitely want to just get that out there for everybody to understand who we were and the type of things we do. But with that being said, what you been hearing, young brother?
So,
Let's
like
get
I said,
into it.
what I've been hearing and certain things popping up on TV is basically that, you know, the White House is completely locked down.
Hmm.
We're going to get into why and the reason behind that. But right now, what it says is first thing first. When you look at the White House, it looks abandoned. It's locked down.
Hmm.
There's no snipers on the roof. There's the normal security is not there.
Right.
Now, prior to that, you can go on their different websites and things like that. One of them was information was.com, where it was reported the White House was pretty much emptied out before Michael Myers played Sleepy Creepy and Cousin Kenny
And for those who don't know who
man?
Sleepy Creepy and Cousin Kimmy are,
Yeah, man. You're not getting that. Anytime, okay, you're the landlord. If you leave with the keys, what does the landlord do?
He gonna hunt your ass down and change the locks, one or the other.
Change the lock, right? That's it. He either gonna hunt you down, or they gonna change the locks. Now, the most secure building in the entire world, one of them. You telling me that there's nobody else with the key? I gotta go to Home Depot and get another key made?
Well,
that's where we at.
Well, let's go over some known facts for anybody that's might be tuning in, might not know exactly what the hell we're actually talking about. Let's talk about known facts. Known facts. Right now, DC has a perimeter of about 10 miles, 10 miles around it. The White House. Pretty much a known fact, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Another known fact is that there is, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of military soldiers still out there, protecting that perimeter, that 10-mile perimeter. Okay, I'm just getting it's surrounded and gated off. I'm almost there. Last question to add to it, and last one I like to add to it is, razor wire is installed, not barbed wire. Razor wire is what they use at penitentiary.
Right now, okay, so we can address that. It's not to keep anybody from getting gates open. It's just to keep people. You have razor wires so no one can climb the gate. No one is trying to break into the White House. The Capitol, not the White House.
Right. Totally different buildings.
Just to be clear, Sleepy Creepy and Cousin Kimmy had that whole situation. The military turned their on Sleepy Creepy and Cousin Kimmy. To let y'all know what that means, they do not have control of the military. The new administration, when the military turned its back on the new administration, it automatically lets them know you do not have control of us.
Well, let's do this live, because we are live. We're going to go into Google right now.
Right. Now,
let's go in here.
The military, I got to do the boot camps where you go to real military. Any act of insurrection or insubordination toward the country is punishable by death. If you were marching in your ranks and you broke ranks, that could be punishable by death.
Mm-hmm.
The flag touched peach, 45. You can only impeach a sitting president.
Not a citizen.
Huh?
You cannot impeach a citizen.
You cannot impeach a citizen, but you can impeach a, like you stated, if they're still saying impeachment, what does that mean?
What does that tell you about 45?
Homework assignment number 1. Look up why would they still be trying to impeach someone who left office. Number 2.
I don't even know where that's coming from. There we go.
So, recap 1. Look up why they would still want to impeach a president that has left office. 2, look up why the military is not acknowledging the power of the new administration. And 3, the big one, why is the White House locked down?
Better yet, why are they
locked down? The doors are locked, and there's a gate around it. There's not even a gate. What is that? That's a gate. A gate, that's some other expense.
And for those that are on there on YouTube looking at this, you can clearly see new 4 days ago, DC lockdown, military time reports. It's right here. So like I said, I deliberately was looking at things live so that you can see that information. Okay. The other thing that I want you guys to think about is we're going to talk about why.
Why?
Let's talk about the why. Let's talk about what have we heard as to why.
And also, that when it says the White House is locked down, that means that the Oval Office is listed as being permanently closed.
Correct.
So why is the White House? Go ahead.
This is information that if you want to know it, you have to dig and look for it. I'm not going to sit here. It's public information. It's not something that we're sitting here telling you just for, kicks and giggles, because we want to know what the hell's going on.
What the hell's going on?
This is the first time that I can admit that I've ever seen or heard of the White House being like closed down. Completely. No visitors. No comments left. Nothing.
So the White House right now, and this is how, I'm going to give you an example for you to know that the White House is closed down. When Sleepy Creepy 46 was signing his executive orders, where was he sitting? For all of the new executive orders, when it shows a picture of him signing them, where is he?
He ain't in the. He's not in the Oval. He's not in the Oval Office. I'll tell you that.
He is not in the Oval Office. So where is he?
I want to know where all of them are.
Because one thing for sure, if they went into D.C., they didn't leave D.C. If you went in there, you ain't come up out of there.
That's another interesting thing about D.C. that we haven't heard is anybody leaving D.C. as far as the politicians that were there for inauguration.
Right, so that's everyone. Who or is anyone leaving D.C.? That's something we need to look into. Also, All
Mm-hmm.
right, let's before we go too deep, 'cause you know how we go. We'll jump down the rabbit hole.
We'll jump right down
So
there. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna is it, I'm gonna read to you a little of what I see or what I've come across. This is just one. Let me get it right. As I said, I go through different. We're like a spotter and a sniper. It depends on who running point that day.
Right.
So
Right.
right now, I'm gonna run as a spotter. So you've been shooting them all week.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read just a little bit about DC and why DC is locked down. If y'all hear any noise in the background, I live in Camden, New Jersey. It's
Shouts
liable
out.
to be a fight. It's liable to be somebody setting off rockets out here, and it's liable to be some illegal activity with that noise. So if you hear me get low, because they outside acting up right now. All right. So with DC being locked down, I'm going to read you this. This is on truth11.com.
Mm-hmm.
It says, we are literally watching the reclaiming of the United States of America. DC is fenced off, and the President Trump is never going back to the White House.
What?
Never going back.
Hold on, talk to me. You said truthamerica.com, right?
Truth11.com.
Truth. My apology.
When you Google why is the White House locked down, this is one of the things that come up. My other sources are a little bit more in depth, but this is one that I looked up that everyone can find.
All right, let me see. You said, why is the White House locked down?
Well, why is the White House locked? Either one.
GOP.
So I'm gonna read this while you look that up. Like I said, it's truth11.com. It says, but not for the reasons you may be thinking. They went to all the trouble to steal a corporation whose assets are in the process of being seized. When they say the corporation, they're speaking of the United States of America. We're going to go into that.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump's executive order was actually directed at the Washington, D.C. corporate swamp cabal. All along, D.C. is now walled in and filled with military guard. After Donald J. Trump exits the White House, D.C. will be locked down because it will not be possible for a foreign ruler to rule over a sovereign country. We are a sovereign country again. Therefore, the foreign ruler must be locked out. In this case, that would be the new administration. Sleepy, creepy cousin Kenny. So, right now, the first thing that was mentioned, the corporation. All of our old heads in the hood always said, hey, look at your driver's license. It's in capital letters. You're being traded on the stock, on the NASDAQ. Our country is a corporation. Initially, it was the United States for America. And I believe it was 1877. Let me look it up.
Well, either way, the document that you were speaking of is on the screen right now. It's the May 4th, 2020 document signed by Donald J. at the bottom. Feel free to read this. It was pulled off of Discord at one point that I had there. But the highlighted portion of it, I like you to see that says the White House, Washington. It also states of the bankrupt United States owes its true creditors, which is the American people, in direct relation to the borrowed gold and National Banking Emergency Act of 1933. So this documentation is out there. Sorry to cut you off, but what this is pretty much stating is this. Um, Previously, and anybody that's grown up prior to the early 2000s, you've heard the term these corporate United States. Well, in these corporate United States, that's what it's referring to.
Right. Now, um, in the document I was reading that coincides with what you're saying. It tells how it initially began, and it says in 1871, a serious act was performed by the government. A coup was made to rewrite the Constitution and put "we the people" in all capitals under a new corporate contract transferring the United States of America into the new corporation of the United States of America, or the United States for America into the new corporation of the United States of America, which was transferred to the power of "we, the people," and the Constitution over the new corporation. So it was the Constitution over the new corporation. They made us a corporation.
And what they
And when they
did,
did that, it placed the citizens in the United States as property of the corporation, which was centered in Washington, D.C.
in a 10-mile radius.
And this is where it made it. This is what made D.C. a foreign entity on American soil of sovereign states.
Well, also look at, and this can be compared to the Vatican as well, and also to the Bank of London.
Because that's who we were paying all the money to.
That's the Trinity there. DC,
right, so
the Vatican, and the City of London were the Trinity that controlled pretty much all of what we know.
Right. So our taxes, those income taxes, those taxes were going over to, I believe, the Vatican. And think of when we started income tax. If we can find out when income tax started, we can see if it coincides with, what was it, 1939, 1931?
33.
33? So after the Depression or right at the end of the Depression?
Yeah, somewhere around there, seems.
Right. So the IRS is not a federal. It's not a federal organization. It's a collection agency. So that'll tell why. If you start putting these breadcrumbs together, you'll start to see what's really going on. So the DC is locked.
Well,
because it is. Go ahead.
I got a short little clip I want to show too, because I was on here and I found the White House blackout portion of it.
Go ahead.
So this guy, follow him, look into him. I left the link there, in my description. Mark Tassi. This is today that he's talking about it. So I'm just gonna let him go ahead. It's only 3 minutes, so I'm gonna get to narrate this a little bit for you.
Yes, sir.
At the White House on early morning of January 24,
All right.
2021, apparently between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Here we see the White House.
All right. Let me start that over so you get good volume.
On early morning of January 24, 2021, apparently between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Here we see the White House as it normally appears in Washington, D.C. And then we start to have some strange activity. Yeah, there you can see it. It's quite bright. And there's different things happening. Apparently there are police vehicles coming in and out. There were some buses that were shuffled in. And apparently this brightly lit scenario at the White House went on for about 2 hours. So what the heck is going on? Have a look at that. Just take a look at that. And then after we had that for about 2 hours, the whole thing just went dark, completely blacked out. The whole area completely blacked out. Now, you've got to understand that the White House is probably, if not the most secure buildings in the world, then one of the most secure buildings in the world.
Right.
And this was confirmed, by the way. This blackout was confirmed by OAN, One American News. Keep in mind that this was a stolen.
So pretty much he's letting you know that on the 24th, between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., there was a blackout at the White House. And excuse me, just prior to that, there was the lights were real bright, and then everything went black. Police activity, so on and so forth. This is what this young sir is talking about here. So, based off of the information I showed, what the idea and the consensus, I mean, even from just reading and going through the information, the idea right now is some type of op is going on. Something's going on at the White House, and we're just not being shown. So that's where we're at right now. Is with the White House review is kind of like what we're talking about right now. So he's got a little speech where he does this whole defending the republic deal, but I really want you guys to get a chance to see this document here. This is where he talks about the Capitol. This is I forgot where this was pulled from, but he does state it. You can go back and look. I don't want to get any copyright information. I already been blanked on once. So here's the information. I'll blow it up so you can see it. You can read it real quick. Troops occupy.
There were
Troops occupy the Capitol. This is the context. This is the context within which a report 25,000 National Guard troops were called in the duty to deploy in the stations in Washington, D.C. during and leading to and including widespread broadcasting swearing Joe was your president on the 20th. That dude. This was done by the Pentagon, not by Congress, the Senate, nor the president. This is factual context within the armed forces took up positions around the Capitol and the White House. The Pentagon is reported to have corps of 800 high-ranking officers focused on defending an insurrection, including collusion with foreign governments described above. Now, that was the part that caught my eye. The Pentagon is reported to have corps of 800 high-ranking officers focused upon defending insurrection involving collusion with foreign governments described above, which means to me that they have already concluded and found that foreign government collusion has taken place.
Mm-hmm. So that would be the building, the putting up of the gates. Now, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
If there's razor wire on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that those gates that they put up are mounted into the ground or drilled into the ground?
Brilliant question, Kimosabi.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Why would you go through all that trouble if you could just pop it up out the ground?
It's a brilliant question.
Another thing, also, we still with the topic of why the White House is shut down.
Mm-hmm.
They used the Betsy Ross flag.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at some things. It's 13 on there, 13 stars. But from what I've been looking at and I've been seeing, please someone get in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. That was the flag of revolution.
I believe it was, sir. I believe it was, young sir.
So somebody talk to me and let me know. Are we in the state of revolution?
Is that where we're supposed to be?
That's a question for the people.
It's a question for the people.
Yeah, now, DC became a foreign entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
with research. One, you know that Sleepy Creepy couldn't start his what is it? I don't want to say that word, but he couldn't come into office until 45 left the office, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't clock in while somebody else was on their shift. So how could he clock in
At 11:48.
And we know it had to be before that because there were people in Spain and other countries saying that they got the inauguration 10 o'clock in the morning. Their time. So they got it way before we even saw it. And even if that don't even fly, he clocked in before the other guy clocked out. That would give us 2 presidents, right?
That would give us 2, which was spoken before. But let me get to the rest of this.
Go ahead.
Those officers were all right. So the plan and the delay. Listen to this plan and delay. A source. I'm still talking about the White House blackout. All right, this your boy Thought. I'm talking with man with the mic out of Camden, New Jersey. We just wanted to give y'all some information and give you a quick White House review on what we've been seeing, what we've been hearing, and literally where we're getting our information from. But look, source believed to be reliable at 5 p.m. says Pentagon officials were prepared to arrest JB and numerous others on January 20th at the time of the scheduled inauguration, but were deterred from doing so by an undisclosed consideration. Are you ready? The threat of use of weapons of mass destruction. Military officials, listen to the military officials sought guidance from President Trump regarding the threat and ultimately determined to deter arrests until fully debunked and until the threat is completely dealt with, which could happen within days, weeks, or months.
Yo, I need a glass of Camden water. Go ahead, Andrew. I gotta get me some Camden water.
What, you thought I ain't had that stuff right here, bro? Like I said, this is Mark Tassie's site. He reported on it. The link will be in the description. This is not my own. This is the information that was given to him by his source. Okay, so take a look at that information. He's got a couple of good videos in here, but definitely want to take a look at it. So
they threw off the arrest by saying that they had a bomb.
Huh? Say that again.
They threw off the arrest by saying they had a bomb. Everyone, have you seen the show Designated Survivor?
That's exactly it. But
I
wait.
have a bomb. I'm going to blow the cap.
Speaking.
Wasn't supposed to blow the cap. He blew the Capitol up.
Speaking of that. Just speaking of that.
These niggas are not playing.
Your uncle don't have no codes.
Who?
Sleepy Creepy.
He don't have no codes. Because 45 took the football. And how he gonna take the football if he ain't the commander-in-chief? He got the football. That nigga landed in Florida. They said the football landed in Florida.
Hey, don't be saying that. I live out here.
Wait. But he got the code. If he was in the wrong, if you leave the office, you leave your job, and you leave with all the information, the authorities come and get you, right?
Right.
Why ain't the authorities go get him?
It's a good question. Maybe we should pose that. Maybe we should pose that to the people as part of their homework.
You don't put that in the home? That definitely need to be in the homework. Why 45 got the ball? That's all we want to know. No one is going after him.
Because they hiding Biden. That's what Mr. Vargas said.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Vargas said.
One other thing, just for everyone to know, if we are at war, the current sitting president cannot leave office. Y'all know that we're fighting off the shores of Taiwan. We're fighting.
Fighting everywhere right now.
We're busting their ass.
I'm fighting everywhere.
Everybody that don't know, 45, he's been bucking like a 45 on the low. On the low. I've never seen nobody do this. He didn't go for no clout. He didn't go for no hand claps from nobody. No accolades, nothing. I'm gonna bust their ass and I'm gonna come in the house like ain't nothing happened.
And that's exactly what he did.
And that's what he's doing.
Excuse
he's
me.
Beating China's ass.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that he's beating their ass. Okay? The interesting thing, if you really take a look at it, the way the pieces are moved around. But I was looking at something that made everything a little... we've been trying to figure out who's on the move, why, when, and where. And I figured that out, that all of the moves are right here. All of them are here. I mean, if you look at, move number one is the way DC is right now. Getting DC under control, getting our government to stop fucking us. Period.
What people don't understand, and I looked at this, right now, he's crumbling the house of cards.
Completely.
So bad. Everyone that is listening, go look at the governments where their entire governments have either quit or died.
No, we ain't even got to do that. I'll do it now.
Right, you can pull it up, right? But this is what I'm saying. Like, people, y'all don't understand that we've become a sovereign again. My only concern, as I always state, is that when the money comes back, we don't try to get pushed into something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take a chip to eat. If this man is who he say he is, then we ain't have to worry about that. If he's not, then here we go. But right now, he just exposed Wall Street. The last couple of days? Because now, for what he's doing, when he said he drained the swamp. Because now you're seeing what Wall Street has been doing all these years to people that were trying to get ahead.
Here's your public.
Why are they trying to shut? Why they do that to GameStop? Why they do that to them? Why they GameStop shot up? They saw it was shooting up. Then they pulled some BS to make it tank. Now it was shooting past all of the big major stores, and they're upset. And now the hedge fund people buy, but you and I can't buy stock.
You see that, right? President of ABC is resigning. James Goldstone resigned. ABC News, January 28th. Last day, March 31st. Huh?
All of these people. Now this is pertaining to the people that resigned. What was it? Norway. One of those Nordic countries. The whole government quit. These is like, that's it. We out of here.
Hold on, that's just crazy. This got a little bit of everything in it.
Right. This got the media as well as the media people.
This has.
Was it Tom Brokaw? One of them quit.
Yeah.
Like.
Well,
all of these people are quitting.
You see the information, resignation. The info has some stuff on there, has indictments on there if you want to go through it. City,
happening.
Shit, this is crazy. That's a city council member.
Right, but see, all of this is happening, and showing how it pertains to the White House is this. when the White House closed down,
Hold on, here we
we
go. Wait.
put
Wait. Here we go. Bam. What's that say right there? Dutch government resigns over welfare fraud scandal.
so you know what that is, right?
Yeah,
Sex
that's
trafficking.
child
We were
sex
sex trafficking
trafficking.
them kids
It's right there. Bam. The
right
Dutch.
there.
It's not saying individuals. It says the Dutch government has stepped down after thousands of families were wrongly accused of child welfare fraud and told to pay money back. That's what
Oh
they're
shoot,
saying.
that's even worse.
That's even worse because now the government told these people to pay all this money back. Ah
Mm-hmm.
man, there's one that says government though. That tells you government. Italian premier.
But you know what happened to him.
Yep, that's why it's unavailable. look
So
look
when
CNN reports Russian government resigns as Putin proposes reforms that extend his grip of power. He lost everybody. Everybody was like,
I'm
"Yo, we
I'm
out of
out.
here."
We out.
And that was on January 15th. His
And now y'all gotta
whole
realize some of these people they take the out because they don't want to take the jail time or dying.
or what
They
they gonna have to face. But it
or
says it
what they want right.
just it says it right here. The entire Russian government is resigning. Minister Dmitry announced Wednesday after Putin proposed sweeping reforms.
You put everything you have into our
Point
trucks.
blank.
See what that
So
so when they said drain the swamp,
they mean
this
draining
went
the
global.
swamp.
It went global. It wasn't the United States alone. Everybody got the toilet flushed on them.
Hold on, there's the Italian joint. Did I get through the Italian? Nope, it said I couldn't go to that one. That's okay. There's another
So
one. Let me
check
check
this
this
out,
one.
y'all. When we're
Hold on.
talking
I got you. Italian
marriage,
premier, yeah. Italian premier to offer resignations um, as government wobbles.
is that the guy? Is that the one that got led away in the handcuffs? That's not him. That was the
No,
president.
that was the president. Yeah,
So the president of Italy got locked up. The
yeah.
Pope got locked up, and now the government's quitting. And when you go back and you research, everyone, please go research. They will tell you the Vatican is black. It's empty. Nobody's
Mhm.
at church.
Mhm.
The money is gone. Who got the money? The guy with the football.
Hmm.
That's the same guy that they handed the soccer ball.
Hmm.
The whole government is quitting. They're quitting.
Look, I got
Because he
more.
has the information.
There's Kuwait.
He got Kuwait too.
Kuwait cabinet
Man,
resigns.
you know what that means. Kuwait is oil. Oil, gold, poppy. So now you get a guy in there that's working with our military, and they really busting people ass. So back to the Vatican, and this all ties into the White House being closed. We paid money all of those years to the Vatican, to the city of London.
Mhm.
The whatchamacallit is burned, is closed. Parliament burned the other day,
Mhm.
and the Buckingham Palace was closed. I think they opened it back up, but it was boarded up.
Hold on.
So
200 people resigned in Lebanon too. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, um, the cabinet resigned in Lebanon, and so far 200 people have died since. So pretty much
mhm.
everybody across the world is in an uproar right now.
So this is
Hades,
half of these other
Haiti,
tribunals.
dog, everybody, and this is literally all I'm on Duck Go, and I just keyed in government resignations around the world, and you can see like full
Everybody.
governments, full on governments. The Haitian ambassador, February
Yeah,
7th.
yeah. And now put this together: what a Haitian ambassador would leave. Find out that the Haitian ambassador was
Hmm.
in when Obama was in,
Well, let's look.
when Barry was in, because if that ambassador was in when Barry was in, remember the woman that got caught at the border trying to steal the kids, the 33 children, and then Hillary
Oh, he said he
got
not
her
stepping
off?
down. Hold on, he said he
Huh?
not stepping down.
He said he's not gonna step down.
Yeah.
So is he? So is he the one from back then? It's
Hmm.
good. So that means either that means he's not part of that regime.
Nah, he too young to be part of it. Well, he might be.
And that was what at least 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
He was sworn in 2017.
Oh no, he's new.
Yeah, he the new guy.
He's not stepping down. These new young bucks is they busting back.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
they try to shut the young girl down in the young lady down in Georgia. They try to shut her down already.
Oh, Kim Klasick.
Yeah, they trying to shut
Th-
her down.
That's in Maryland, I believe.
Huh?
That's Maryland, I believe. But of course, they're gonna try and shut her
No, no, no,
down.
no, no. The one that pushed for impeachment on Sleepy.
Oh, you talking about Miss Green?
I don't know the name. I
Yeah, is
can't remember
this
her name, but
her name
she
is
gave one heck of a
Marilyn
speech.
Green.
She gave a heck of a speech.
Well, let's look at the deep dive on who we talking about.
Yeah. So for y'all, for everyone that doesn't know, she put articles of impeachment on Sleepy Creepy January 21st. She stated because we
Marjorie.
cannot have. What you want to play it or?
Hold on, I was just pulling her up. I just found her name. I think they might have censored her off as well. They might have shadow banned her.
They might have shadow banned her, but
Oh
basically what
yeah.
they did is said that she said that we can't have a leader that has worked with foreign governments, and this the information is there. It's obvious. You have
Hold on,
you have
I got a minute here. I got a minute two of her.
Kid, go ahead. That's good.
I got a minute two of her. So we're gonna go ahead.
Speaker, I am against the impeachment effort by the Democrats. President Trump has held over 600 rallies in the last 4 years. None of them included assaulting police, destroying businesses, or
Okay,
burning
this is
down
her standing
cities.
up for Trump.
Democrats have spent all this time endorsing and enabling violent riots that left billions in property damage and 47 dead across the United States. Democrats are on record supporting
She's a
violence when it's
monster. She's a monster.
Yep.
She's a monster. Matter of fact, I think that was at the end of it. Um,
Yeah. And she's new. She got it. This is her first term. 10 days after being in her first term, she's like, we gonna get it. Oh, okay.
yeah. Oh, and she's going after everybody. She's got they've got videos of her railing on Nancy. Nasty Nance. But they got videos of her in here. So I mean definitely check out Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure. But just wanted to wrap up and give you guys some areas to look into. If you definitely want to find some information you want to check out on YouTube, Beach Broadcast. Of course, check out Playing Politics because we're gonna constantly have that information. But we do mess with Beach Broadcast. As you can see, she has the same doc that I have here. She also spoke of it, so there's another source for you guys. Um, some of this stuff I wanted to do live so that way you can check it out. I literally wanted to, go on Google and show you these people, show you how the information is sought out, so that way you can do it for yourself. There's a lot of information that we're not being told. We're being fed what they want us to believe. So let's do some rigging, some digging and some research, and get ourselves right, get our people right, so that way we can stand up against all of this madness that's ahead of us. Yeah, well, with the mic, you got anything else?
No, I do not. I don't. I mean, we got more work here, but that's it. Just go and look this stuff up. Get in the comments if y'all want to know more. Um, we take word in the show so that it's long enough for you to get something out of, but not long enough to make you fall asleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good enough information where we can keep you captivated enough, but I wanted to definitely give you a solid hour of some information, show you how we did a few things, show you some documentation off of what we're talking about, because most people won't understand what we're talking about unless you're showing it to them. So, as for me, I'm Gucci, man. You got anything else?
That's it.
That's it, man. I definitely appreciate you. I think this was a fantastic show tonight. Um, and we'll post some videos and we'll get back to the homework next week when we reconvene. I will leave you out on a note. We talked about this earlier in the week. We talked about Twitter and how some of these guys are dropping some major information. Your Mike Pence, not your Mike Pence. My apologies. um, like your Lynn Woods out there and your Sidney Powell's. But one that caught me that was refreshed a couple of times was General Flynn. General Flynn's statement about a month. The statement about inauguration day, and the final statement about 10 days of darkness. Now, whether or not it was all General Flynn, I'm not 100% sure. But what I'm thinking of this, if you think of inauguration day plus your 10 days of darkness, that gives you your month, correct? Well, that means we're at the end of this month tomorrow. That's the 30th.
Tomorrow.
So either we'll just leave it up in the air. I mean, that's how I feel. Is that's kind of interesting if you really think about it, because everything up until this moment, the blackouts, the movement of people, everything that's been said up and coming has been happening. So with these things happening, it's literally gotten to the point where it's like, all right, let's go ahead and take over the broadcast. Show us what you're talking about, or show us that you ain't about shit. One or the other. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But either way, I just like to say thank you again for having this conversation. I'm, you know, I'm gonna sign off. Just remember, ultimately, God's got us. If don't nobody else got us, so keep your heads up, keep prayerful, keep faithful, and I'm out of here.
All right.